Thanks to a 5-wicket haul from Mark Wood, there is nothing to choose from at the halfway stage of the LV County Championship match at Taunton, where the only two undefeated teams in the First Division, Somerset and Durham, continue to trade blows. Somerset had the better of the first day as they dismissed the visitors for 155 before replying with 51 for 2 before the rain arrived. Only 2 runs had been added to that when Johan Myberg edged Wood to Paul Collingwood before he'd added to his overnight score of 28. The light was not good and the players were taken off for a short while. Back on, Alvaro Peterson played some encouraging shots as far as his team were concerned. Somerset would have started the day with the plan to build a big first innings lead, and Peterson looked set to help that cause. However, he should have been snapped up at slip by Collingwood off Jamie Harrison when he was on 30. For a while it looked as if that miss was going to be a costly one. Now a quick break while we warn cricketers across the country to remind themselves that they are not Ronaldo, as Chris Rushworth tried to show, unsuccessfully here. Thankfully he didn't damage his ankle, but the next ball he bowled was too short, and James Hildreth pulled it over the rope for a 6. With Hildreth looking good and Peterson going well, Somerset were very well placed as the players went for lunch, with the score reading 132 for 3. Somerset now just 23 runs adrift, with both batsmen approaching 50s. But the start of the afternoon was not good for them. The very first ball of the session, Rushworth, now coming in from the Sir Ian Botham stand end, strangled Hildreth down the leg side for 43 to end a promising partnership on 79. Wood then produced a stunning delivery to rip out Craig Keyswetter's middle stump, a wonderful sight for any bowler. Keyswetter was out for 4. Peter Trigo followed for a duck in the next over, playing on to Rushworth as Durham started their fight back by now reducing their visitors to 138 for 6, the deficit standing at 17. But Peterson was still there and he'd completed his half-century by the time he lost Alfonso Thomas at the other end, with Somerset still a run behind. Rushworth now had 4 wickets and 3 in quick time since lunch. With a long tail, it was now down to Peterson to get his side as far ahead as possible. He twice belted Harrison for big 6s as the South African began to take charge just as he needed to do. Any lead in what has been a low-scoring game thus far, especially at this ground, would be handy. Peterson got some good support from Craig Overton, the pair adding 42 together in 9 overs, before Harrison got his revenge by having Peterson held by Collingwood after making the best score of the match to date of 78. Overton then took up the mantle by depositing Scott Borthwick for a big 6 as Somerset moved beyond 200 to earn the first batting bonus point of the match. It turned out to be the only one. Overton scored his highest score of 50 against this same opposition a couple of years ago, and he proved he could bat again. The second of these 6s was so large that it went right out of the ground and landed in the river. It was turning out to be a very important knock, with Overton and George Dockrell taking their side 71 runs ahead. Dockrell made only 5 in the 30-run partnership for the 9th wicket. Wood, bowling throughout with good pace, got shot of him before he also flattened Jamie Overton's middle stump to end with figures of 5 for 37, his best for Durham. With Craig Overton ending unbeaten on 45 and Rushworth bagging figures of 4 for 70, Somerset were all out for 234, which gave them a lead on first innings of 79. That gave Mark Stoneman some work to do at the top of the Durham order. He lost his partner, Keaton Jennings, in the 11th over with 19 runs on the board. Thomas let the batsman know about his mistake when he pulled to Dockrell to go for 3. Borthwick was unable to come in at his usual number 3 spot due to a finger injury sustained late in the Somerset innings, which sent him off to hospital. So Stoneman's role became even more important. He rode his luck at times, this edge flying just wide of the slips to the 3rd-man boundary. The scoreboard at the end of the day could have looked very different in fact. This nick off Dockrell should have been taken at slip but was missed. Michael Richardson, promoted up the order in Borthwick's absence, also got away with this stroke. On many other days that may have brought about his downfall. It wasn't all one-way traffic, however. Both batsmen played some terrific shots on a pitch which may have just eased up a little. Richardson pulled Dockrell for a 6. Before both men completed their fine 50s before the day's end, Stoneman was there first with this shot. The opener had required 96 balls for his half-century, and innings including 5 fours. It was a crucial innings that had restored parity in this game once again. Richardson's 50 was secured with his second 6 off his 89th delivery in the final over of the day. He added a 6-4 to go with his pair of maximums off the next ball from Myberg as Durham ended the day strongly, these two taking their partnership into 3 figures. It's been the best batting of the game to date, and Durham will hope to build on it on the penultimate day. With Stoneman on 60 and Richardson on 57, the visitors will resume on 121 for 1, and that puts them 42 runs ahead, with 2 days still to play in Taunton.